Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Before this video starts, I just want to give a shout out to, of course, my wonderful members, Levi OC, Vanilla Beans, Spacey Demoto, The Survivor Sans Viewer Voting, Plush Anime Game Adventures, Jesse HOH, The Battle of Paper Official, Enchanted Stones, and Unknown ETN. Thank you all so much for the extra support. Anyways, back to the video.
And even now blue is always here. And even now blue it shines so clear. I don't need a prayer or even words to say. No matter what I do, I'll never reach your answer. Colors of summer are fields on my heart. And rolling my down from my cheeks is the silent love to start. The world's happy you are stuck. It just feels like a curse that I can't contain. Will the two of us meet again? I wish I told you back then. My hands will be the ones who read the time of life with this galaxy so fast about me.
Hey guys, it is I, TDI Fan, and in this video I'll be talking about the movie
Life is a mystery. You call my name,
That is right. Yesterday, I got the chance to finally see this movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. It finally released, and I saw it. Obviously, I was going to see this movie, and now I'm going to give you guys my review on the film. So, I did prep myself for this film. Like, last week, I saw Deadpool 2, and 2 weeks prior, I saw Deadpool 1. So, I was prepping myself. And sure, after watching the movie, in hindsight, I could have also prepped myself and watched some of those X-Men movies that came out in the early 2000s, but it's fine. It is what it is. I understood the references and all that stuff, the cameos and whatnot, so it's all right. I'm good. And the movie is still great, even if some of these cameos would have made the film a lot better if I had seen those films. But it's fine. The movie's still great nonetheless. So, this movie, yes, it's long. It's like a bit over 2 hours. Yes, it's Marvel Studios' first R-rated film, and yes, it's an R-rated Deadpool film. So if you've seen the other two films and you've seen how serious and how over the top they can be when it comes to the dark humor and the gore and whatnot and the cursing, then yeah, the same stuff should be expected for this film. But for me, it's not that big of an issue, so of course I was gonna enjoy this film nonetheless. And what else was I gonna say? I also heard that this is not gonna be the only R-rated film, since then upcoming Blade film for Marvel Studios will also be R-rated. So yeah, but hey, it's Deadpool, so of course you're gonna have to get an R-rated Deadpool film. And this film delivered. Like the music, the action, the cinematography, everything about this movie, and the humor, the jokes, like they all landed for me. I was like, man, this movie is funny as hell. And the action is just great. Like this movie, you're going to go through a whole emotional roller coaster with this movie. And it'll be even more big for you guys who grew up with the Fox Marvel stuff. But yeah, this movie is just great. And I'm glad because Marvel Studios has had a rough track record so far during the 2020s. They had a few bangers like No Way Home and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And they also had a few, not really a few, they also had quite a lot of misses like The Marvels, Quantumania, The Eternals, and what else? She-Hulk, like even the Disney Plus stuff. But this film was able to prove to everybody that Marvel Studios isn't dead. It's not fully brought back, but it's not dead. Like if you saw the opening weekend this movie got, it already has the highest opening for an R-rated film, and it's like the 6th highest opening for any Marvel Studios film. Like it has a higher opening than Black Panther, which released in 2018. So, this movie is making bank. And eventually, it'll definitely get to $1 billion. Who knows, it might even pass Inside Out 2. It has that big of a chance. But now, back to the movie. Like, this movie is just really great. Honestly, there's, nothing that I can complain about the movie. I guess I wasn't really into the whole stuff about the void, spoiler territory. Um, I wasn't really into the whole void stuff, and Cassandra wasn't really that great of an antagonist in my honest opinion. But other than that, the movie is great. The fights and everything, like all the references and cameos to Fox, it's great. I love it. And all the Disney references, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. You're going to expect him to, of course, talk about the Fox being bought by Disney and all that jazz, which is really funny if you get the context of it. And yeah, this movie's just really great. The soundtrack is also amazing. There's so many great songs. That one song from Back to the Future, "The Power of Love," that song played in this movie, and I was so shocked. I did not expect a song from Back to the Future to play in a Deadpool movie, but it did, and I'm really happy. It got extra points. This movie was just such a really good, feel good, funny movie, and it's great. If you take it seriously, it's probably not going to be that great, but don't. This is one movie where you should not take it seriously because it's just a movie where you should honestly just chill, relax, and have a good time with it. Then you'll really enjoy the movie like I did because that's honestly like the perfect way to watch this film. Don't take it too seriously, just enjoy the ride and you will have a great time. And that's what this movie is. It's a really great time. And honestly, it's definitely one of, I wouldn't say it's the movie of the summer because Inside Out 2 is also a really good movie. I really can't decide which one I prefer out of the two, but I have to admit these two movies are great and I can definitely see them being like in my top 5 when it comes to movies that released this year. So, yeah, I cannot wait to see where these two movies will eventually rank, but this movie is great. And eventually, when I do end up deciding to do like a Marvel Studios ranking, which would take a long time, I know, but eventually, when I decide to do that, I can definitely see this movie being among one of my top favorite films from the studio because this movie is just great. And the acting, like, come on, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, this duo is one of the greatest acting duos, honestly. And these two work so well with each other, and it's great. It's just great. Their screen time, all the screen time they got, is honestly the best. And who can forget that opening? Bye, bye, bye. Come on, great. This movie is just so great. It gets a 10 out of 10 for me. No questions asked, and I am so glad. I'm even kind of planning to see this again. There's a chance I might see it twice in theaters, but that just shows how great this movie is. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Marvel Studios, you are back on the map. Not completely, but with this movie, I mean, you guys can pat yourselves on the back. You guys did great with this movie. And I hope to expect more great things like this for you in the future, like those upcoming films you got planned. But yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, such a great movie, 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it, although I will also highly recommend you checking out some of the Fox Marvel stuff so that these references and cameos will hit just as sweeter. And yeah, of course, if you haven't seen the first two Deadpool movies, I highly recommend you see those two before you see this one. But if that's not your thing, like if it's too much for you, then you should probably avoid this film because this film is just as much as deep when it comes to the dark things that happen in the movie and the R-rated things, and it might even gone a bit too far with some moments. But other than that, this movie is just phenomenal. I'm so happy I saw it. It's great. It delivered, and it's worth the wait. So those are my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. Now I'm gonna give the time to you. Are you planning to see this movie? Are you a Marvel fan? Do you think Marvel's dead, or did this movie bring it back for you? Who's your favorite Marvel character? Who's your favorite X-Men? And which side are you on? Are you on Team Wolverine or Team Deadpool? Honestly, I might be on Team Wolverine. This movie kind of won me over with him. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Are you planning to see the movie? And if you have, did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching this movie review. And I'll see you all next one. Peace.